So let's go Showtime first. Yeah. That co-main was interesting, man.
Hey, was it more interesting watching it with my dad?
Yes.
He's a knucklehead, right?
Your dad's a character. Your dad's a character now. He's a character in the past. He'll be a character forever. But you gotta love him. But
it makes it a little more sweeter watching it with KP.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that.
You do pick up some gems.
Oh yeah, he dropping stuff.
He knows more about boxing than any
I'll
of us.
ever know.
Yeah. And so I'm like, they'll say something. I'm like, I didn't realize that. Some of it, I'm like, I'm not so sure I agree with that, but whatever. Your world.
Yeah.
Or a different world. But the
but then it's once he stands up, it's a wrap.
But yeah, so that co-main, we talked about, it was the getting stopped by Charlo Derby.
Yeah, to get stopped by Charlo again.
Yeah, and
as the fight was happening, it was kind of hard for me to accept that they were fighting each other because they both had been stopped by Charlo. They both have had a couple of hard fights at this point, and I just was kind of like, I'm excited to see them against each other, but I'm not really excited to see what's next.
I had the same feeling.
I don't disagree. It almost, you mentioned like with Shane Jr., where we like didn't want to see like with Munguia, but we want to see the action at the time. So you're like, man, this is a good fight. Yeah. But I don't really want to see either of them with Charlo. Yeah. And I thought Lubin, I don't want to speak for you guys. I thought Lubin looked great early, and I thought he was winning, and then has Rosario hurt. And then I don't know what the hell happened. Then all of a sudden he was hurt, and then Rosario was on the front foot. I was like, wait a second, what is going on here? That was...
Yeah, I was looking at him as like, could Danny beat one of these guys? Because I just don't know what Danny Garcia says he's going 154. So I'm looking at it like Danny Garcia, Earl Spence. They both can't touch.
I guess my question is, do we think Danny's power carries 54?
I think
because both of those guys have proven they're
I favor
vulnerable.
Erickson Lubin over Danny.
Yeah. Rosario, I don't know. My man's body is pretty weak as his chin.
Well, yeah, I mean, one thing Lubin had in his favor in this fight was he had time to recover and build his confidence back up after his knockout loss to Charlo. Whereas Brenagh he got thrown right back in there after that knockout.
His body is like a
step back in there though.
Yeah.
All credit to him.
His body's about as sturdy as a banana.
Yeah. Hey, me and Carson, the whole fight, we're like
mushy one. Because
me and Carson like the body.
Because I'm like, if you're Erickson Lubin, but he hurts him to the head and then also to the body, I'm just like, right when you have him kind of off, I would have that image of Charlo jabbing and knocking him down, and I would just be like, and just rat-a-tat, just straight to the body,
all in the body.
But yeah, it was interesting. I still, do you think after that win by Lubin, do you think differently about him versus Charlo?
No,
about the same, right?
I don't.
I think everyone that got rocked, maybe.
And just to go back just a little bit, I think that Danny Garcia is a better boxer than Lubin. I think that he's got better skills than Lubin. My thing with that fight is just the size. I think that Danny is just not. He's not a very fast puncher, and he's not fast with his feet. He's not quick with his feet. And so when you're talking about a guy that's long range, blah, 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 especially compared to you got to cover that distance and close the range and all that kind of stuff. I don't think that those are things that Danny can do, but I do think that Danny's a better boxer than Lubin.
Just Danny's problem lately has been his hesitancy to punch when the other guy's punching, to let his hands go.
Athletes,
so that was his gift. That was his gift, So
he had the willingness to just let that left hook go with reckless abandon, but he was able to time it and punch while the other guy was punching, and that was something we didn't. Yeah, and that was something we didn't see with Spence.
And to go back to your question, I'm rooting for Lubin. I want to see him get back to where he was the first time that he fought Charlo. I mean, I didn't expect what happened to happen.
No, I thought he stood a good chance of winning that fight.
Yeah, I was like kind of like 50, maybe a little less than 50-50, but like kind of right there where this is gonna be a good fight. I don't know. I got a feeling who's gonna win, but I don't know.
Fast.
And you got your answer
then after
fast.
that, I'm like, Charlo's a real one.
Yeah,
he's a real one.
Yeah, and so ever since then, it's kind of like when you watch Lubin, it's like, come on, man, get back there. Yeah. But you still have like some you got some bumps and some kinks like as you're getting back there. So
he also, it's not. We've talked about another division stuff, but like, even if he's not able to beat Charlo, he's not in a bad spot.
Yeah.
Like if you're a top 3 guy at the division or a top 5 guy at the division, like that's really not bad. So it's not like he's terrible, but like there's just guys that are just better. Like there's just
for all we know, all 4 of those belts are going to be vacant by this time next year.
I mean,
You lose 160?
I don't know. I think the only fight I'd actually want to see Jermell taking that weight is Lara for legacy reasons. I think you would, at being a 154-pound champion, that's a nice name. Lara was known as one of the top 54s for 10 years. So I think Lara still has some juice too, and Jermell would win that fight. But if he's going to stick around at 54, you already beat Lubin. So the guy that will look good on your resume when it's all said and done is probably Lara. But outside of that, maybe move up to 160, and that frees up the belts.
The Castano fight, though.
Yeah,
I can't wait for that fight. I can't wait for that fight.
I think that's a great fight.
Yeah, and we're assuming he gets past it. But even like Zaitel said, hypothetically, Charlo wins, which I think we all agree, even though it's going to be a good fight. He wins. Hypothetically, he moves to 60. Like, Lubin just beat a guy yesterday that was a champion at the division. So it's like, if those belts are vacated, who's to say he can't beat 2 other guys that have them and unify
himself?
Yeah, it's just like it's just something where it's like
any given Sunday moment for this Rosario kid, though. You know what I mean?
It could be.
That's an any given Sunday moment for him because we see any success since he won the belts. After he won all the belts.
I mean, technically, he hurt Erickson Lubin yesterday, but after being hurt himself, he showed some. I would
like to see him at least to get some time this time to recoup and get some confidence fights.
I ain't gonna front. Like, I'm sitting over there by my game, and when he got hurt and everything, my dad started to chirp a little bit, and then I'm over here like, nah, man, I'm like trying to prove my dad wrong, man. Get him back,
dig deep.
So he starts to dig deep, and I peek over at my dad, what my dad said, oh yeah, he looked like he wanted to fight a little bit.
And I think at the time when he beat J-Rock, that
was the any given Sunday moment.
Yeah, and it looked better back then, but J-Rock is
got the elbow issue.
We don't know about J-Rock.
J-Rock kind of like, I guess like Lubin, very talented boxer, and I actually think J-Rock is maybe a little bit of a better boxer than Lubin, but Lubin's a better puncher than J-Rock.
Yeah,
both guys vulnerable, but really skilled. That
makes for a fun fight.
That makes for a good fight,
If somebody doesn't have like a granite chin, it usually adds a little spice to it.
If Charlo's not at 154, it's action packed. But blows
I'm
on there, big dog.
If
Big
Charlo,
dog is still here.
If he leaves 54, there's like 7 people that could win titles.
It's like Floyd when he left 147.
Yeah, and everyone else trying to, like Thanos, trying to grab up all the Infinity
If
Stones.
he leaves 154, I think that 154 takes a big nosedive.
It's not just quite elite talent.
Yeah, but maybe it's something where you lose the best talent, which I don't think there's any debate that it's Charlo, but you have more of a level playing field where then it's like, okay, this guy can have the belt. I'm going to take the belt from him, and then he's going to fight the other guy. He's going to get that belt, and then he's going to take the belt from the other guy. So.
And you could have Spence move up there to make it. And then Tim Tszyu, he's really an interesting fighter over there in Australia, Costa Tszyu's son. So he's legit at 154 coming up. So
I haven't seen him yet. I do know of him, but I haven't seen him yet.
So Danny is pointless at 154.
Let's be honest.
Danny can't handle an athlete.
But let's be honest.
Danny cannot handle an athlete.
So hypothetically, Erickson, we're just going to use Lubin because he won yesterday. Yeah. Lubin ends up with a belt because Charlo vacates. You're telling me Danny Garcia can't knock out Erickson Lubin?
What if he can't?
Then he loses.
Yeah,
but
that's the only way you feel like he wins. Because that's how I felt
I'm just saying he can
with Spence. I felt like only
option. I mean, there's just guys where you just don't expect them to win a boxing match, on points. But
I would put my money on Danny Garcia
to beat Erickson Lubin. I would maybe take that bet.
Because you just have that shot.
Let me tell you why. Because you got the shot. You're moving up. You trying to reinvent yourself in a different weight class. You're mentally even. You're more comfortable at this weight. You're ready to show the world that you are still. I just think that there's a lot of confidence that he's gonna have going at 154. I think that obviously his training is a big thing and how he prepares for fights. But I just right now my feeling is that he could beat Erickson Lubin.
If Lubin can turn him like everyone else does and beat the hell out that beats him, if you're just not standing right in front of him, it's a hard day for Danny.
Yeah.
Danny,
Did you feel like Lubin was standing in front of Rosario too much?
A little bit,
And
but
that-
he moved, but it should have been more.
And he was patient yesterday, which I really liked about Lubin. I mean,
especially when he was hurt.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I haven't seen anything positive about Lubin. I thought that he fought very good.
Great performance.
Yeah.
But he's still, you can see that he's still susceptible.
Yeah.
But
Got the job done.
beyond that, I mean, technically sound, very sound, technically.
Yeah. And he only has one loss.
Yeah.
It's like
No, I love
Against the top dog.
and it was obviously it was a devastating loss, but
I love his offensive arsenal and speed and talent, and you
Hey.
know he got hurt, but he took the shots. He didn't get dropped.
And when he got hurt, did you like? I didn't expect that.
no.
None of us.
No.
So for me, it's like, where is this coming from? How is this happening?
I think
you know what I mean?
we were probably close to the point where we thought it was just gonna get stopped because
Yeah.
Rosario was so bad, and also Rosario wobbling to the corner.
Oh yeah.
It was
Oh, I forgot about that.
That was crazy.
That
But-
took my dad to another
yeah, that
level.
was crazy.
Don't tell me you didn't enjoy what you saw, because I know you did. What you need to do now, hit that subscribe button, hit the like, hit that notification button. Check us out every week, every Tuesday, something new for you right here on the Porter Way Podcast.